context and domain context. Of course, inside of the constructor, we need to have it come in. Why? Yep. So domain context. I actually do go ahead and I thought that I did. Disposable. Remember to fix those notes. Get rid of them. So what we'll do is now fix things. So the DB set here, the only thing it's going to do is just return the domain context.articles. We'll do a public void dispose, and inside of there, domain context, if it exists, go ahead and dispose of it. And while we're doing it, we're going to go ahead public async task of int. Need a way to save any changes that we make. So we'll return domain context, save changes async. And I think that we are good to go there. All right. So now we need to actually know which database that we're talking about, and to know what database it is, we use a connection string. So if we look in our project here, in the root of the project, we do have a file called appsettings.json. Inside of the appsetting.json is where we're going to keep our connection strings. So we'll put a property on here, connection strings, and I'm not even going to be in to start typing this out. So if we look, all we have is something we are calling a domain connection. We're going to use an instance of local DB, and so of course type in, I just copy and paste all of this stuff, and the parts you can change here and name it whatever you want, right? So database, give it a name. So we'll go ahead and save that. And now we're ready to configure startup. So if we go into startup.cs, we'll have the configure, or where is it at? Configure services here. We'll just put it on the top. First thing. So services.add DB context pool. Perfect. Is there a non-generic one, or did I make a mistake? We'll see. In here we'll say use SQL Server, so extension method there. We need to pass in the connection string. So we have the configuration, we'll have the get connection string, so it's primed to already go through and find the connection string as opposed to us having to do it. I've done it before, I guess I haven't done it in this project. We just have to give it the name, which was the domain connection. And apparently there is no non-generic method, which makes sense. Apparently I made a mistake in my little notes there I need to fix, but it's a domain context, so that will give us the DB context pool will give us the domain context. All right, and now what we want is to be able to ask for a repository. So we'll come down here and say services.transient, and it's going to be domain repository should give us a domain repository. Perfect. So we save that. Might as well build it now. And what we'll do here is to go to, everything's built, package manager. So you do have to make sure, and Chrome's, I don't know how to make it larger here, but you can see here, or can you? let's mess with, there we go. We'll zoom in. It's all disorienting, but we have this default project at the top here. If you have multiple projects in here, you want to make sure that this is set on the one that we're currently using, in this case the web UI. And in the package manager console here, we just need to type in, what do we need to type in? Add dash migration, give it a name, initial, what did I call it? Doesn't matter. I think it was initial migration or something. So we'll hit enter, see what we get, and this is the thing I was talking about earlier. So no database provider has been configured for this DB context. A provider can be figured, blah, blah, blah. So the problem is, let's go back into our domain context. What we need to do is add a little bit to this thing. So we need to be able to pass in some, we need to allow any framework to pass in some options, or the tools to pass in options. So to do that, we have a constructor on here. And what we'll do is we'll take in a DB context options of type domain context. And the only thing that we need to do is to pass in those options, or pass those options to the base class. So we save that, go back to our package manager console, do it again. Hopefully, connection string cannot be null. Domain connection means I probably misspelled something. Domain app setting. I'm probably sure that that's supposed to be connection strings. Yep. So we need RS here. Now we try it again. And this time managed to work. Spits out our, the code that it needs to generate the migration. Basically creates our table articles from nothing. We're done there, and we can return to the package manager console and issue the update dash database command. I wonder what it'll do. Yeah. So in creating this, or testing everything, writing the article and all that, I've already done it in my test project with the exact same name, database name and all that. So it's already created, but if you did that, it would then create everything for us. I think if we go, we can SQL Server. Yep. So you can add a connection. So there's a, if you're in Visual Studio, you can do the Server Explorer. Typically, though, when I'm using things, I do use the SQL Server Management Studio. It's going to complain to me because I need to update it here. The only thing to remember off of this thing is the server name, and it's in the article, so you can just copy and paste it here, so you don't need to remember it. I have to look it up every time. So this local DB / and a bunch of other gibberish there. But if you check it out, you can see then that we've created everything. And like I said, I don't generally use this, so there we go. So it is nice though. Gives you the definition of the table, and you can check out the data. Obviously, there is no data in our table right now. It's empty, but we'll take care of it in the future. Of course, our goal here was simply to set up a database using Entity Framework, and we've taken care of that. So I will talk to you in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.